Hi everyone, welcome back, and I'm Tom Slavin. I'm with Michael Smith. How you doing, Michael?
G'day, Tom. I'm doing fine, thanks.
Okay, great. Now, how do you like my accent?
Oh well, it's I'm getting used to it actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you're Australian?
I am. Yes.
And how long have you been here?
Well, I've been married since December, and essentially living here since then. Although the last few years I've spent a lot of time here in the US, and my wife spent a lot of time with me in Australia.
Okay. Now, how'd you get in aviation?
Well, actually, in about 1981, I was hanging out at an airport in Oregon, and it was just nearby to where I was doing some business. And I'd see little airplanes coming and going all day, and I thought, when I go home to Australia, I'll learn to fly, and that's what I did. And so I've gone on from there and done an awful lot in both flying and maintenance, and then working for our Australian government in the aviation area, much like working for the FAA here.
Okay, well that's really, that's exciting, and planes are exciting, and I think that's one of the great things that you're bringing is some excitement close by. Everybody likes to see airplanes flying by.
Absolutely.
I know I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, of course, it's just amazing. Ever since barnstorming days, ever since planes have been in the air, people are just fascinated by them, aren't they?
Well, indeed they are, and we're trying to bring back a lot of that atmosphere to our air show. We describe it as a grassroots air show. People will be able to get close to the performers and the show, and of course safety has changed things a little since the barnstorming days, but we'll still be able to create a lot of that atmosphere.
Okay, little kids love it, adults love it. Ladies like it. Everybody likes it. The sound,
ladies especially like it.
Smell, the smoke, everything. I think you brought some pictures by, so why don't we get to some of those, because the airplanes kind of speak for themselves and add a lot of interest, don't they?
They do.
So what do we have here first?
Okay, the first picture, actually, this was at another air show not so long ago, and just coincidentally, those four airplanes are all the four of the performers we'll have. So starting from the front, we've got Bill Stein will be flying the Edge 540. Next to that, the big biplane with a big radial engine, that's Eddie Andrini. That's a fantastic act to watch, very big airplane. Followed by Vicky Bensing, does an outstanding show in the Extra 300, and then our star performer in the back there is Julie Clark of American Aerobatics in the T-34
now they're lined up on the flat line. Why don't we get to the next picture, and I think we might get an individual.
Sure.
What aircraft is this?
That's the Edge 540 that Bill Stein will be flying. It's a purpose-built aerobatic airplane, single seat, very powerful for its size, and so you'll see a really high energy performance from that particular airplane.
Okay, and next, what do we have?
Well, that looks like I can't quite see that from here.
Is that like him? Silhouetted.
That may well be Vicky.
Looks like the same ship.
Yeah.
What's next, Alan?
There's Julie Clark from American Aerobatics in the T-34 Mentor. Julie actually bought that airplane surplus in Alaska, brought it back here to California, spent 4 years restoring it to its absolutely
That's a beautiful ship and a big ship.
Beautiful,
it's a really big cockpit, doesn't it?
It's a nice big cockpit and puts on a very nice
display. What was that plane used for?
That was used as a United States Air Force trainer. And that's where Julie bought it from, and the colours and her show reflects the tribute to
fully aerobatic, and a lot of people got their wings in that plane.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, what's next?
Well, there's Julie again.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And okay,
that's Hawker Sea Fury. Dennis Sanders from Amador County will be flying that airplane. He does a brilliant show in a big radial airplane.
What did you say that was?
It's a Hawker Sea Fury. Yeah.
Okay, so that's
it's a military fighter. It's a
warbird from Britain, isn't it?
It is, actually. A lot of air forces and navies in particular used it. It flew off carriers, and it was probably the last of the piston engine fighters in service around the world. And that'll be contrasted by the US Navy bringing a couple of F-18s, so we'll have those in our show as well.
Okay, and what do we have next, Alan?
Well, there's Sea Fury again.
Okay.
Now that's Dan Buchanan, and he does an absolutely outstanding performance in the hang glider. We tow him aloft with a vehicle on the runway, and then he does an really outstanding performance for
That should be a lot of fun and pretty awesome. Okay, and what's next? You have another one?
Yeah, that's Vicky Bensing in her Extra 300. She'll be doing a really high energy performance as well.
Okay, now they fly these pretty low.
They do. Many of our performers have clearance to fly those right down to the surface in their shows, and you'll see, if you come to our show on May 19, you'll see them performing very close to the ground in some outstanding performance.
And did I hear you right? You said we're going to have some F-18s?
We will. The Navy are sending a couple of F-18s, and being since it's Armed Forces Day, we expect that there'll be quite a number of military aircraft participating, mostly through flybys. We'll have some on the ground. and we may have some
A lot of
demonstrations.
times they get a chance, they're going to probably still maybe getting with you to try to say, yeah, we can make it, or
That's right.
right?
Yes, they're just finalising their schedules for the next month or
And
so.
that's
now.
really cool. That's way cool. It would be great if we still had Mater, so we could get a B-52 come by. Wouldn't that be
Oh
hot?
well, we may still have some
Okay. I
surprises
used
for
to
everyone there.
crew
yeah.
on a B-52 and also
you do?
KC-135.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
saw some great air shows at Wright-Patterson,
Yeah.
and believe me, they're just awe-inspiring and a whole lot of fun hearing the noise of flying by and all
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
So what is it that you fly?
Well, at home in Australia, I have a Beach Duchess, but I fly a lot of little airplanes, biplanes. I like biplanes, and I used to have a business doing rides, barnstorming in a Tiger Moth.
Okay, but most of the time planes, they fly pretty, we take off, we go here, we fly straight and level.
Sure.
Not much fun to look at, not much,
Oh,
not
you know,
much
the-
necessarily fun to be in. But when they're doing their aerobatics,
That's
how
a
many
lot of fun.
Gs are they pulling? Some
You know,
of those planes,
typically
like that Stearman?
these performers will be up to 5 Gs and around that in their performances. Not much more than that, but that's about what we
Okay,
get
but
to, yeah.
weighing 5 times your weight,
That's
having
right.
your head
Yeah.
all of a sudden weighing, what does a head weigh? 20 pounds? 5 times that? 120-pound head?
It's quite a challenging thing to do, to put on one of these performances. They're very fit people, and you need to be in order to throw
Right,
the
and-
airplane around.
And a couple of the ladies, a couple of those pilots are ladies.
They
At least
are.
a couple.
We do. We have Julie Clark and Vicky Bensing, both very accomplished women aviators.
Okay, and a lot of the, when I've seen the air shows, a lot of the recip, smaller planes, they put on some of the best aerodynamics. They can play low, they can turn really tight,
Yes.
and put on a really
You'll
fantastic
certainly see
plane
that
there,
with
right?
Vicky's performance
Now, okay.
and also with Bill Stein's performance in
All
the
right,
in
we have
the
about
Edge.
a minute and a half
Okay.
left. You're the announcer?
No, Sandy
No?
Sanders will
Okay,
be the
air
announcer.
boss. So
I'm the air boss.
what's the air boss do?
So my role is to hopefully put on a show that looks very impressive from the ground, and to coordinate all of those activities that happen both in the air and on the ground with the airplanes, and probably most importantly to ensure that happens safely, and that the people who come to watch our show have an enjoyable
Okay.
and a safe
All right,
experience.
now this is going to happen at Rancho Murrieta,
May 19th.
May 19th.
That's right.
Parking-
Free. Kids under 12 are free. Everyone else, it's $15 at the gate, or $12 if you purchase
Okay,
in
or you can
advance.
get the special $100 ticket.
$100 ticket to our VIP and performers tent. Yes,
And you
yes,
get shade that way?
Shade, food, great seating, and you get to meet the performers.
Okay, that should be great. I really want to thank you for coming by there, Air
Thank
Boss.
you, Tom. Thank you.
Okay, and stay with us. There's more news on the other side of the break.